phone. Your thoughts on Vitality? Can safe end up IGLing good? So, funny little story actually. I was interviewing for the Vitality job as well, and I don't think this is why they did it. But when I went into that interview, I had already told them and gave them suggestions on what I would do with the roster. And one of the things was if we can't find an IGL, which I assumed we probably were going to have a hard time finding an IGL in that roster just because EU doesn't have a ton of them available that's good. In my opinion, it's very difficult to win these days with a IGL who can't frag. Your IGL at least has to be able to frag enough. Who is the person behind you like 180 degrees? That is going to be Udathon. So much, thank you so much. Oh, that's Vitality. That's right. That's where I was. So Vitality. When I took that interview, I told them what I would do with the roster, which is move safe to smokes, pick up Dirk, and have safe IGL. Pick up Dirk, and then replace either Runner or the other guy. I forget what the other guy's name was. To replace one of them, which they ended up getting less. Right? Is that where Les went? I can't even remember. Or did he go to? He went to Vitality, right? Which I think is like I didn't suggest that for sure. I definitely would have never thought about that being an option. I don't think I would even consider that an option. But the fact that that happened, I think, is insane for them. I think Vitality team is going to be really good. No, not Trex. It's Kicks or Runner. Trex is too good to replace. Trex is too fucking good to replace. It was Kicks and Runner with the two that I was like, these two you can consider replacing. Replace Cinder, because I had already heard about Cinder not necessarily wanting to play, not wanting to IGO. And I think that's sort of the reason that change happened. But yeah, obviously I don't think they made those decisions because that's what I brought to the interview. But it's just funny that that's the way they ended up going, because great minds think alike, right? The views on PRX. My views on PRX is they just lost their identity. They're trying to change their play style. They're trying to play more proper, and it sort of also took away what made them great at the same time. And it's just an adjustment they probably had to make sooner or later. But I don't know. I think to fully make the transition, they probably have to make changes to the roster overall. But it's hard to do that when you have so many talented players. Like, who do you replace in that roster and who do you pick up? Was Crystal part of tryouts? Do you sign him directly? He tried out in the EU trials, but he was pretty much already like one of the early choices even before the EU tryout. We pretty much ran the EU tryout to check out a few different players.
Time slows down when it can get no worse.